All right, what is up, boys? Welcome back to the show. It's your boy Lex Money. We're in a new location today. So before we do start, guys, the grind is increasing going into the bull run. You need to sub up. You need to like the video. You need to leave me a Lex Go in the comment section, guys, because we're ramping it up going into the bull run. And in today's video, I'm going to take you through crypto mistakes that I personally made in the last bull run so that you guys don't have to, okay? So we're going to keep it real. I got into crypto many years ago. A lot of you guys know we got into crypto it was like late 2019, right? So we saw the back end of a bull run, the front end of the next run. Then we got into altcoin season going into 2020 and 2021. We just survived COVID and everything started to move. Now, in the beginning, I didn't have any investing experience. I bought some stocks here and there. We had our savings account. And even with the stocks, you know, I'm putting in £10, £20, £50, and you're making like 10% on it. So you're not really making much money on those buys in your stock portfolio, guys. And I remember one of my friends who's probably watching now, shout out Alex, he said to me, look, I've been looking into crypto more and more. You need to look into it. And I thought at first, crypto, this sounds like a scam, okay? And we'll get into the scammy parts of crypto in a minute. But he said to me, get into crypto. Maybe a few weeks later, he'd showed me his portfolio and he'd flipped Polygon from $50 to $800, right? He bought it something ridiculous like 25 cents. Now I saw the gains and I thought, like the noob investor I was at the time, let me buy this coin, right? Let me buy this coin that's just pumped up. I don't even know how many percents that is. It's probably like 400%, right? Maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit less, actually, 800. Probably about 350%. Doesn't matter how much it was. I aped into Polygon near what it was at the top, right? I wasn't going to be making those 400-500% returns that he'd made because the money had already been made and I didn't understand when the money is made, guys. And you guys who are my OGs, you already know the money is made in the bottom. The money is made in the fear. When everyone's panic selling, when everyone's fed up in the market, like we saw the beginning of the year, right? After all the Trump pump narrative, that's where the money is made on the downswings, not when things have pumped up crazy. And again, I'm saying this to you guys right now because there's a lot of you who've messaged me saying, is now a good time to buy into XYZ? That's pumped up over 300% in a week, right? You guys know who you are. But I made that mistake, okay? We're all human. I made that mistake. I aped into that, didn't really learn my lesson. And then I started going up the risk curve where I was buying shit coins, okay? So I bought Safe Moon was one. That was like a quick flip. Then we were buying like these Elon coins, like Doge, Elon Mars, because every time Elon mentioned anything in his tweets, it pumped like a ridiculous amount. So again, you know, I was doing very, very newbie things and I wasn't researching the fundamentals of these projects, guys. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that I was making, right? I was aping into coins that I had, number one, no clue about, or number two, they had no strong fundamentals. They weren't going to be here. It was the community saying you're a G if you sell, you know, diamond hands forever. All of these toxic narratives, guys, okay? So if I was you and I was starting fresh, I wouldn't be aping in crazy into all of these coins that are getting, you know, all of this hype because they pumped up however many hundreds of percents in a year, right? Second mistake that I made, and I'm going to have to use a friend as an example. We're not gonna name and shame him, but it was ignoring security. Now, I've told all of you guys, I tell the private members club, keep your crypto off exchanges. I've seen it happen too many times where things like Celsius collapse, things like FTX collapse, the next crypto exchange that's going to collapse is going to be, right? That's the whole point. Nobody knows, or else you wouldn't keep it on that exchange. Now, right now, I'm sure a lot of you guys, you hold your private keys, you store it safely, you don't have a screenshot on your phone. But the best thing to do, doesn't matter what hardware wallet it is, you control your keys, okay? Take it off an exchange. Because my example is, you know, I clicked a link that I probably shouldn't have clicked on an XRP giveaway. And at the time, I think I'd saved up like 2K in XRP over the space of months, guys. It took me so long to save that 2K. Clicked a link, sent it to the wrong address, and then boom, all of that hard work was gone. And at that point, I felt like crypto's a scam. Why am I getting scammed? But really, it was my own fault. I had nobody else to blame. I shouldn't have clicked these links. I shouldn't have been connecting my wallet to these shady websites that's meant to give you free crypto, right? And again, I shouldn't keep it on an exchange. Now, in terms of exchanges, guys, one of my friends, he went out and it was actually his birthday. It was bad, guys. And he got his phone taken, unlocked. He had no passwords on anything. and they got into his Binance, right? He held everything on his Binance account. Now, when I tell you, ever since then, he's just absolutely hated crypto. But realistically, it's not crypto's fault. It's his fault for, number one, not having a password on his phone or his Binance. And number two, if you just kept it on a ledger, that's going to be so much harder for, you know, even if they took your ledger and your phone, for them to take the crypto out of your wallet, guys. Okay. So security and ignoring security was like a big mistake that I made, a big mistake that I know a lot of my friends made. I don't want any of you guys to make that mistake as well. And again, I want to remind you guys, you know, myself and the Members Club, we're not making any of these mistakes. Right now, we've got 50% off for the Members Club for any of you guys who do want to join. Okay. And if you don't want to join that, you don't want to pay, that's fine. We've got the link for the free Telegram in the description as well, guys. But one of the main things that myself and the members are focusing on right now is the exit plan. Okay. So step number 3, or mistake number 3, is having no exit plan. Okay, so we're going to get into an exit plan strategy video for some of our coins like ICP, for maybe Ethereum, maybe Tau as well, right? We've been talking about them a lot on the channel recently. We're going to get into that in another video, so you can ask for that. Let me know if you want that in the comment section. But not having targets or having unrealistic targets was a really massive mistake of mine. So I was expecting, you know, 10x, 20x, 50x gains from every coin that realistically wasn't going to do it, okay? And that was because I saw so many other people saying, well, I got a 10x is nothing, 5x is nothing. And as a newbie in crypto, you hear about these gains and you think, oh, it's just a given. When really, if you set your target at a 2x and you take out 50% of your profit or 50% of your position, you're just riding 100% free money. We spoke about this in a video last week, guys, okay? We said, just remove as much risk as you can. Remember, if you're getting 5x to 10x gains on your positions, you need to take profit. I told a lot of you guys on YouTube, I told some of my members as well, you need to take profits from your H-bar position when it was up 10x and your XRP position when it was up 10x at the beginning of the year. We did both, right? We took 33% off H-bar, 25% off XRP, okay? And now it's pretty much a risk-free trade, guys. But then there was a lot of people who didn't. And then what have you done? You've rode those gains all the way back down to the floor because, oh, it's a solid project and it's going higher. Well, realistically, you could have got even more crypto for cheaper, or like even doubled up, tripled up your bags just by taking profits. So even if you do want to be here for the long run, you've got conviction in your coin, you want to hold it for however many years, taking profit is going to allow you to get an even bigger bag. Don't think of it in USD. Think of it in your crypto native stack, guys. Okay, so you need to set in your take profit levels. You don't wait for the top. Spoke about this on our Walking Thoughts with Lex literally the other day. I told you guys you're not going to sell the top, right? You're not going to catch it. You're just not. You're not, you know, this amazing trader who's going to get everything right. Neither am I. That's why we all need to set our targets, guys. And remember, you know, be careful of what you are holding it in. You know, you can hold it in Bitcoin, you can hold it back into Ethereum, but stable coins aren't the worst thing in the world. If you're holding USDC or even Tether, right? They're backed by billions and billions of dollars, guys. So it's not the worst thing to hold your crypto back into stable coins to then reallocate. You wanted to do it that way as well, guys. So that's just a quick one on the exit plan. Remember, subscribe if you want the full exit plan video. But the last mistake, guys, is going to be following the wrong people now. Some people have enjoyed the content. Some people have said, I hate this guy because crypto's gone down and it's his fault. It's nobody's fault, right? We've made some amazing buys on the channel. We've been here in the fear, right? We've been buying ETH when it went all the way down to 1.5K and everyone was bashing us, telling us that it's all over. And was it all over, or did we just make these generational buys, guys? You guys already know how that went. Now, I was following people like Alex Becker in the last run. And initially, it's good. You know, he's super funny, super entertaining, right? Getting like the crypto bros on his side. But also, he was telling you guys to buy the top. And that's something that all of you need to keep your eye on, right? Who's telling you to sell the bottom in the fear? Who's telling you guys to buy the top when everything's just like good and well, right? We're going to be DCAing out when I talk about DCAing out, when I talk about selling, people hate it. Unfortunately, that's just the name of the game, right? We're here to make money. We're not here to sell you guys a dream. So probably in the next few months, we're going to be DCAing out of our portfolios even more. Okay, so if you guys want to know when I'm DCAing out of my portfolio, you know what to do. You got to subscribe, guys. So again, don't just follow who's the loudest, follow who's consistent, follow who's been saying the same thing for years, follow who's been with you in the fear, not been running away, right? You already know with a lot of our coins that we've covered, we've done so well to just keep on top of those coins, set our game plan ahead of time, and not just react emotionally and say, who's selling on Twitter? Okay, so listen, I've made all these mistakes. My friends have made these mistakes. Everybody's going to make some sort of mistake at some point in the crypto market. And again, if you're in the crypto market for the long run, you've got to just try your best to stop making these mistakes. So if you found anything in this video useful, again, if you want to support my journey to 15K, you know what to do, guys. You got to like the video, subscribe, leave me a let's go. Let me know what you want me to cover in the next video as well.